Now for this week's taste of the sport the French call Rugby 13. But to you and me, it's just plain Rugby League.
Welcome to the Albert Domecq Stadium at Carcassonne on a gorgeous and beautiful southern France afternoon for this match between Carcassonne, the team that lost its way last season, and the surprise Cinderella side, Villeneuve. Carcassonne coming out. Last season they won the pool of aces, but fell by the wayside in the championship and the cup, and of course they're without David Frest, a brilliant young back who suffered a serious motorcycle accident, was in hospital in a coma for a fortnight and sadly may never play the game again. But English viewers of course will see the name Patrick Contard, freshman experiences in Hull. The Villeneuve side who ran Saint-Gaudens all the way in last year's championship after coming up from the lower pool. They just lost 10-8, bit unlucky. Number 6 there, it looks as if the captain might have run out of letters, is in fact Mark Wakefield, the player coach. But Villeneuve, Alec, a good side and shook a lot of people last season.
Yes, we said early on in Screen Sport, the fifth few matches, that Villeneuve could be the dark horses, and I'm looking again this year for them to have a good season. I think they'll have it all on here today with Carcassonne, a very, very experienced side, but surely the tragic loss of David Fresh will be a tremendous blow to Carcassonne, and I think if Villeneuve can capitalise with David Fresh not playing, well, they'll never have a better opportunity than this one.
Yes, it's a sad blow to Carcassonne, but of course a sad blow to France too. He was one of the few players of genuine world international class, David Fresh.
Well, he was a quality player, he was a smashing fella, and I wish him a speedy recovery. I hope that he's back on the playing field as soon as possible.
Daniel Divet is of course in this Carcassonne side, and Marc Palanque along with Patrick Contard, one of last season's.
And that's one of the new signings, Keith. They brought him over from Paris. They flew him in this morning, and that must be his agent. Obviously, he looks as though he's going to enjoy that.
Carcassonne to kick off. Villeneuve in the white and green. In that championship final last season, Saint-Gaudens glad to hear the final whistle, hanging on at 10-8.
Yes, it was a very, very close thing, and Villeneuve again, they look as though they're not a side of stars, but they're a team who play together as a team, and they play for one another, and that's that might be the secret of the success.
Probably the biggest name in their ranks is the captain, Jean-Luc Rabot, who retired from international rugby league, but is still a powerful front row forward. They have David Despin and Calvé, the two youngsters, future international. In fact, Despin played against Papua New Guinea and scored. So those are names to watch for us. Villeneuve, as always, throwing the ball about from the start. The style of play that when we first started coming over to south of France for Screen Sport, we associated with Carcassonne and Saint-Estève, and some of the younger sides like Pia and Villeneuve are threatening to take over from them.
Yes, one or two of the younger sides who have just finding the feet now in this competition. They've established themselves. They've been in probably just a couple of seasons now, and they're really getting into the swing of things.
And there was Wakefield, Mark Wakefield, the Australian player coach, bringing in Delpech, and there's the bomb. Oh, it's a nasty one too. unfortunately goes dead. Always dangerous in any branch of rugby league, Alec, that kick over the line.
Yes, and it was a very, very good kick that too. It was swirling away from the full back and really had him in all kinds of trouble. But again, I think you're looking from on the Villeneuve side, looking for people like Harrington and Wakefield and the Australian connection, because they've knocked it down this year from 5 players where they was allowed imports of 5 last year. Now it's 3.
Yes, a lot of French people thought that, I don't know whether you agree or not, Alec, that with too many Australians, it wasn't giving the young Frenchmen a chance to develop. They were too great an influence on the game.
Yes, and I believe that's a good thing for the game. You must be bringing young players through from the French teams and giving them a bit of encouragement and hoping they're going to break into the ranks very quickly.
Although it must be said, and we've made a point of this right from the start, the Australians have, by their very presence, improved the standard of so many of the French sides.
They're worth having in any team. Their enthusiasm does wonders for the game, and they've done wonders for France.
John Maguire, Phil Hurst, of course, and Mark Wakefield. And it's Villeneuve still going well. No scorers yet, but all the opening play being cut out. Oh no, oh, dear me, where was the tackling there as Delbert went in?
And I think little Delbert will like that. He can't believe his luck how he scored the try. He took the short side, the blind side. They looked as though there was nothing on, and then little Delbert, just watch, there's no try near the ball back inside from Wakefield. Looks a bit of an obstruction there, but Delbert, he's not worried about that. He says, well, I've got a chance here. He can't believe his luck. A dummy so close to the line. Little Delbert scampers for the line. That's his first try of the season. Good start.
Yes, awful tackling there. One man left on the ground, 2 others trailing in his wake. And a try for Delbert, who also kicked a lot of goals last season.
Yes, he's only a little fella. He's got chunky legs. He looks one of them lads who's he like a bit softer grounds. I don't think he's the fastest player in the side, but he's a very, very strong young fella, and he's a very good goal kicker too.
And that, of course, would be a blow in the eye for Patrick Contard, who could only watch him go.
Yes, Contard, but I think that Carcassonne will be looking to Contard for a big effort this season, and Delbert also. If he kicks this goal, he'll really be a very happy man.
Well, oh, dear me.
What did I say before? He was. This is the try again. Wakefield the ball inside, and little Delbert here. I was always taught that you only get dummies and they sell them in the corner shop. Well, surely Delbert must have been to that corner shop, and the Carcassonne players did take a dummy, and that's give the try away.
Poor kick by Delbert, who in fact was leading goal kicker in France last season with 64 goals, but I'm sure he kicked a lot better than that. Still Villeneuve, and nothing from Carcassonne at the moment. It really is a pale imitation of the Carcassonne sides we've known.
Well, everybody was, Carcassonne was the side everybody wanted to beat, and really very few teams had the ability to beat Carcassonne, and really they must be under a lot of pressure now. They've bought big names, and at this moment in time some of the big names are doing nothing.
Well, that was a loose pass, but beautifully tidied up by Plant. Villeneuve, full cry for a second try through Scarrazzini, and big applause from the Villeneuve spectators. That was another lovely move.
Yes, and Villeneuve obviously growing in confidence, moving the ball about. Mark Wakefield, who's keeping them alive, keeping the ball alive. Good support play, and Villeneuve well on top at this moment.
There's Wakefield again. This time Lemongi pouches it well and can run to the 22, having made a clean catch. A good rule, that, I think.
Yes, it's a very important rule. I think Lemongi will be very happy to take that, because his first effort at the up and under was a poor one, to say the least. But today is a lovely day for playing rugby league. The sun is shining, and it's nice to be out.
Well, our Carcassonne going to liven up a little bit. And nothing from them in attack yet. They looked a little tepid.
You can listen to one or two of the crowd. They know that Carcassonne will have to do a lot better than this.
That one thrown into space more in hope than in expectation gave Lagus quite a bit to do. Yes, the crowd getting exasperated already. Mariscal moving it out. Now this is more like it. This forward pass, I think it was. We were right all wrong. He doesn't agree. It's Patty Contar is not happy.
Well, I think he's quite right, and he's got a penalty also for mouthing. The referee did the decision. You cannot change his mind. He was right on the spot. I personally thought that it looked all right to me, but like I say, we are sat in the stand. We're not on the field with the referee, and he was right on the spot.
Which gives Villeneuve the opportunity to...
Well, Villeneuve have made a mess of that kick because not only have they've not put the ball in touch, they've given Carcassonne the ball back.
And Limongi starting a good attack. This is more like it. That's a lovely break. What a nice kick inside. What a beautifully weighted, accurate kick. And what a try this is. That a smashing try from a penalty at the other end to a try for Carcassonne by the centre Lagus. A beautiful effort.
Well, we talk about French rugby and the standard of tries they can produce out of the top draw. This is an absolutely magnificent try. Lagarde, beautiful support play, a ball inside, rugby out of the top draw. This would have been proud in any league, Australian English. This is a beautiful try, and it is worth seeing again. What a great start for Carcassonne.
Yes, it levels at 4-4 with a simple kick to come, and that's the first move of any note we've seen from Carcassonne, and it's one of the best ever.
Well, maybe the penalty, which was a costly mistake by Villeneuve, who didn't find touch. Carcassonne swept the ball the full length of the field, 8 to 9 pair of hands, and that was a magnificent try, and it really would be worth seeing again from the beginning.
Well, this kick should make it 6-4 for the home side.
It's even brought a little bit of a cheer from the crowd. They was a little bit down when they thought that try of Patrick Contar was going to be disallowed. They thought that was a try, but straight from the miss kick, they've produced one right out of the top draw.
Tense moment for Carcassonne. They all look simple, but they've all got to be kicked. What a morale boost to get to 6-4 after conceding that rather soft early try to Delbert. What I like about that, Alec, is that it looked a simple kick, but he took all the pains necessary. But here's that try.
Well,
again.
This is a beautiful try here. This is great football, great support play, and the guy who's got some pace, he knows he's clear here, he knows what he's going to do, and puts it right under the black dot.
6-4 to Carcassonne.
I think that's the kind of football you'd expect from Carcassonne, Keith. A little bit of the old magic from last year, where they did win the big award, and I would think they'll be looking forward to doing it again. But again, penalty again for, looks like back chat.
Nothing off, yeah.
And one thing about these referees these days, it's throughout Australia and Great Britain, that the referees will not stand back chat. They're the bosses, and they will run the game.
Today's referee is Germain Marcon. And the first drive in by Japert. Well, that's a familiar face and form, Daniel Dive.
Yes, I think a lot of people in Humberside will be watching this fella. Almost signed for Old Kingston Rovers in England, and just didn't come at the last minute.
A little unlucky there, Patrick Contar, but it makes a good counter-attack for Villeneuve. Patrick Contar wearing a head bandage. He's got a nasty knock on the head in his last game, but he's got a black eye, but he's playing despite that.
Well, I think a lot of people, especially in Carcassonne colours, will be looking for a big effort from Patrick Contar, and surely the man on the floor must have been offside. He was lying in an offside position,
yes,
and rightly so. The referee has penalised him.
Villeneuve, well, hopefully they'll put this one in touch. It was an error at a penalty kick that cost them that try. Harrigan bangs this safely into touch this time.
I think the problem is there's a little bit of a breeze about it. It's a beautiful day here, and you know, it's sunbathing weather, but there is a little bit of a breeze, and I think Villeneuve have got the breeze against them at this half.
But they're very dangerous when they get close, and there's Evans. As Alex said, just 3 overseas players instead of 5 in France this season. Nice little turn inside to Daniel Vere, the international. That's another try, and it looks like the player coach Wakefield is in.
And that is typical Australian play. Wakefield, he must have rehearsed that a million times in training. Good support play, basic football, a quick play of the ball inside, good support play, a lovely switch move here, and now all of a sudden you'll see Wakefield come looming up on the outside, keeps the ball available, good try and a good reply from Villeneuve.
Yes, a good try, but this Carcassonne defence has twice been found wanting.
Well, I think it was found wanting, and again, we've no trouble with the goal kick this time, and I think the support play from Villeneuve was absolutely excellent. It was a very good try. It was well created, and that's what this game's all about. Here we have again Delbert, the little goal kicker. I don't think he misses too many of these. He's got very chunky legs, and he just strokes it right through the middle.
Villeneuve again in the lead, but Carcassonne coming back. Oh, on top. Juggles with it once too often. A little unlucky, it rolled down his back.
Yes, a little touch of the Paul Daniels there. I think he's had a couple of goes at it, and he just missed it at the most important time.
10-6 to Villeneuve. Determined to go one better than they did last season, beaten finalists in the championship. No pool of aces, of course, this year in the 12-team top division. It's a good kick. Anybody's ball. Referee waiting. Play on. Bonnet, now did he play it?
Well, I think what was that? He was impeded. He didn't play the ball properly, but the man was holding him down, and surely it must be a penalty to Carcassonne, because the man on the floor was holding the Carcassonne player down, and you'll see he tries to get up to play the ball. You must release the man. You must allow him, under the new rule now, to let him get up and play the ball.
So 10-6 to Villeneuve, and Borel to take his second kick.
I think this is one of the areas in the French game which could do with improving, because they've certainly not got the best kickers in the world. They struggle at times, they miss simple penalties, and I think Borel could really do with this one going over.
Well, he made no mistake with a simple conversion to the try by Laguius, so he should manage this. It's a bit further.
It's an interesting theory, the way he's kicking goal. He looks the correct way to kick the goal. You can see how bright the sun is. It's really shining down very well, and this goal is a very important goal.
Well, he heard you, Alec.
Well, he certainly took his time, and like I say, puts Carcassonne back in the game at 10-8, and like I say, who will know how important that goal will be at the end of the game? You can just see him here. He's very well composed. He keeps his eye on the ball. He strokes the ball beautifully, and I don't think there's any doubt where that's going to go.
Yes, a fine effort way over the top of the post. No, just 2 points in it. That's a perfectly bouncing kick. Sits up nicely for the defence.
There's one or two of the Villeneuve players who were very slow getting back. They're still walking back, and it's a very warm day here, and surely it must be taking its toll on one or two of these players.
Well, offside.
Yes, I think encroaching in the 5-metre zone, there was any number of players there who the referee could have picked out.
Having a good game, Monsieur Marsan, doing very well.
Well, I think the standard of refereeing throughout France, Keith, has improved tremendously. I think there's some good referees now all over the world, and I think the old adage of players blaming referees is gradually becoming a sick joke.
Another opportunity for Delbert to stretch the lead to 12-10 to Villeneuve.
I would think this is about his distance too. I don't think he'll be... he would like him any farther back than this. He's not the biggest of lads. He's a chunky little fella. It'll be interesting to see how he strikes this ball, because it's a little bit farther than what he's used to kicking, and that's a good scene at the back, isn't it? The lad there, he's got no shoes on. He must be really enjoying this weather.
Delbert with his third kick a go. Landed one, missed one. That's right. 12-10, 12-8.
Yeah, and that's a good goal also. He certainly gave it a right good thump. He knew he had to reach this. He had the distance, and 2 points.
Well, Carcassonne, Patrick Contin in a hurry to get that kicked off.
Well, I think what he did, he watched that one or two of the Villeneuve players were very slow getting back, and I think he expected to kick it dead and get the ball back.
Less than 10 minutes remaining in this first half. It's 12-8 to Villeneuve. Carcassonne just the one try, 2 to Villeneuve. Oh, Verd parted beautifully to Wakefield. Wakefield to Rabot. This is nice rugby. This is good stuff by Villeneuve. Looking for another try before. Oh, that was clever. Perhaps too clever for the support. Now is this a runaway?
Well, Villeneuve, that could have been a very, very costly little flick back inside. They'd done all the nice work. They'd supported the man with the ball, and it looked as though there was a try on the cards for Villeneuve, but all of a sudden a bad pass, and never looked where the ball was going, and it could have been a costly error.
Well, Batty Contin allowed to get away with that.
I think he's picked that up at all, Patrick. He's one of the old tricks. You normally should retire from behind the scrum, but Patrick got away with that.
Now Contin and the crowd getting roused now, because both these sides are at last warming up. Well taken. Not a good pass, but beautifully taken. And I suppose you could say typically Gaelic rugby there, not really looking where to pass the ball, just determined to pass it.
But it's also very, very exciting play. They're keeping the ball alive, Carcassonne. They know this is the type of football they're used to playing, and Villeneuve doing a little bit different. They're Wakefield, and he's slipping the ball back inside, and I think the referee's caught one there off the ball, and like I say, no nonsense with the referee.
Yes, another penalty to Villeneuve, and a chance for Delbert to top up another couple of points before the interval.
I think he's stayed down. I think that coal sponge will be, or water, whatever they're using, will be, as we watch here. I think we just see the loose arm come in here, and here
Bang.
it is now. Yes,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt. And the referee was bang on position, and there was no doubt it was a penalty. And again, this could be another 2 points on the board for Villeneuve.
Delbert's recovered from that puny effort he made from his own try out on the touchline. Is kicking with much more certainty and accuracy now.
Well, I think it's when I give anybody a reputation about being a good goal kicker, they try to prove me wrong immediately.
So Delbert, with Villeneuve leading 12-8, has a chance to land his third kick. It's actually his fourth in all, but his third successful one if he makes it. Not this time.
No, a little bit pulled. He rushed that one, actually. He snatched it in, and that would have been an important kick just before half-time. 6 points in front, trying a goal, which Carcassonne at this moment in time don't look like producing.
That's charged down, that's 6 more. Now look forward. That was a careless pass. It's 6 more, and Mark Wakefield, too, of all people, a little too keen.
Well, I think he just tried to get away with it. I think the crowd was going to see what that was going to be. That was a forward pass, and they made sure the referee knew about it.
Carcassonne inside their own half. We're in the last 2 minutes of play before half-time. Villeneuve leading 12-8. Well, passing pretty laboured.
Yes, I don't think there seems any zip in the passing. You know, quick hands is needed, and it's certainly not the Carcassonne of old.
Montra trying to get things moving. Well, throwing it about like a hot coal, but not making a lot of ground. We're in the last minute before half-time. Just a bit of added time for injury. Surely. What a good tackle. What a smashing tackle by Harrigan. The danger not yet over.
And that was the Australian lad, and that was a try-saving tackle, because I think if Carcassonne had scored it with a minute to go, that would have been a good score and a good time to score.
Well, what's the referee seeing here? May have given... No, it looks like a scrum. I thought he might have given a penalty to Carcassonne. There was a bit... Harrigan made sure that he stayed down, that Marquet stayed down after making that tackle.
I think it went to the sixth tackle, I think it was the handover, and that was a good tackle, though, by Arrington.
And it will be playing out time now. And indeed the whistle has gone. Monsieur Marcon blows his whistle, so Villeneuve, the shock side of the French League last season, championship losing finalists, lead still rather pale and won at Carcassonne by 12 points to 8. Join us for the second half. Back to the Stade Albert Domecq at Carcassonne, where the home side trail 12-8 to Villeneuve, and it's obvious from that fairly limp first half performance by Carcassonne how much they're missing the attacking skills and the flair of David Fraisse. We're harping on about this, but it really is a big blow to them.
Well, it's a tremendous blow to Carcassonne, because David Fraisse he's not only a world-class player, he's a big influence on this Carcassonne side, and they've had one or two chances in the first half when the ball went wide, where David Fraisse would have finished that off in style, and he is going to be very sadly missed.
And Daniel Dive had a quiet first half too.
Well, I think him and Patrick Ontar, I think Carcassonne will be looking for a bigger second half than what they gave in that first half, and the coach at half-time obviously would have had a few words to say to Carcassonne, because they're not producing the standard of football they're capable of doing.
Monsieur Maillot will have had a word with them. But Villeneuve, of course, very confident side. We saw enough of them last season to know that, and they're coming here to Carcassonne looking for a real morale-boosting win.
Well, I think last year when they got beaten in the final 10-8, and they was very unlucky not to win the final, I think the writing was on the wall then. They grew in confidence from that, and they look a very good side. Again, we've got a silly penalty and a knee in the back, and the referee right on the spot, standing no nonsense, and again...
It's Daniel Dive who's the offender too.
Daniel Dive looks to me as though he's in another world. He certainly doesn't look as though he wants to take a lot of part in this game. He's been wondering about it in the first half, and he started the second half exactly the same.
Well, that sets up a tremendous attacking position, but again it's lost by a poor penalty.
Well, the first half Villeneuve didn't find touch, and made to pay the penalty when Carcassonne went the full length of the field to score a try, and again you must find touch.
Well, you must hold your passes too, Eric.
Yes, Carcassonne, that was a very bad attempt at catching the ball, and Daniel Dive and Patrick Ontar will really have to get a grip of some of these lads. They're just wondering about the field. There's no organisation, and they're going to find themselves in trouble.
It was Ramirez who dropped that pass, one of the leading try scorers in France last season, but it was a bad handling error. That's Baird being driven back, but still around the 22-metre mark of Carcassonne. Wakefield, a short ball. good leader, Wakefield, good distributor.
Yeah, I think you can see the difference with Mark Wakefield. He wants the ball first man, and he's playing this kind of a game where, you know, attempt of a drop goal there by the little scrum half, Delbert. He's a lively little player, this, but Mark Wakefield, he's obviously got these lads following him all over the park. 3 Australians who had a big influence on this game.
Well, he was allowed to hold on to that ball, but it's lost. What's the referee going to say? Yeah, play on.
And really,
dreadful handling by Carcassonne.
Yes, it's very, very poor play. It's not the Carcassonne of old, and I think this is giving Villeneuve every encouragement to go on and win this game.
Oh, that also was a bad bit of handling too. Right, hit him on the shoulder.
Well, I don't know whether the fine sunshine is having anything to do with this angling, but there you are. There's a supporter, Carcassonne supporter, and a very, very pretty one too.
Alec, don't say you'd rather be down there than up here in the box.
Well, there is a little bit better scenery down there than where I'm sat. It would be very nice to hold that teddy bear for 10 minutes.
Well, the penalty, crossing, clear signal by Monsieur Marcon.
Yes, he'd give a penalty. I think he's for the play the ball. There was 2 men marking the play the ball. And again, the referee, he's right on the spot and standing no nonsense.
So, Carcassonne with a chance to lift them so. They did it once in the first half with that try by Lagance. Now can they produce another? Nice ball, good handling, but good smother tackling too. Not seen a lot of David Despard, the new French centre, but that was a good tackle.
Yes, we've heard one.
Oh, interception! No clear field though.
Well, Carcassonne have taken 1 or 2 chances. They're releasing the ball on every occasion, and Villeneuve, obviously, you know, here we see it now. Villeneuve watching the man with the ball, and Wakefield, I think, then, and snapping it up.
Villeneuve leading 12-8 at Carcassonne. Scorching hot afternoon at the Albert Domek Stadium, and a lot of the movement a bit slow, a bit sluggish. And that was knocked out of his hand. That's fair enough. That's Carcassonne possession. Dive picking it up. Oh, that looked forward. That was sharp eyes, really. It's easy enough for us up here and in line with the play, but the referee saw that.
Yes, I think what he's given, Keith, I think he's given the penalty for offside. There were 1 or 2 Villeneuve players who were stood in an offside position, and the referee, rightly, he's keeping them back, and he's having a very good game.
And Carcassonne in full cry now. That's front row forward. Japert. Just 8 metres to go.
I think last year that from this position you'd have said that Carcassonne would have scored a try.
Well, not allowing him to play the ball.
That will be a silly penalty, and right under the sticks, and I don't think there'll be a problem with this one either. It's right in front of the post, and really that's bad discipline. I think at young Wakefield, when he gets 1 or 2 of these French lads back in the dressing room, he'll say, look, that is a silly penalty, and let's stop giving them away.
At the same time, it could well have been 2 for 6, Alec. I mean, they were in full cry for a try, weren't they?
Well, obviously Carcassonne, but it's still bad discipline, and I think Mark Wakefield will want to stamp that out.
Yes, if the scores had been level, I think it would have proved costly. Borel with a fairly simple kick to make it 10-12. Interesting
to see how these goal kickers placed the ball. They're very, very precise in what they do. The mound of sand, that's a lovely shot by the cameraman. He's got it bang in focus, and let's hope that Mr. Burrell also will have it in focus and bang it straight between the sticks.
Yes, takes great pains, puts it over. Carcassonne 10, Villeneuve 12.
And again, we just see Burrell here. He takes great care with the goal kicks. They're all very important. He strokes the ball beautifully and straight through the middle. And we have this week got the electronic scoreboard. Last week we had the fella in the stands who didn't do it quite as quick as that, but that looks a little bit better effort.
Dive, well, he was lucky to get that second chance. Tackler smothered him and slipped it, but Carcassonne yet again going for the line, just 2 points behind, playing their best rugby for some time. Villeneuve being thoroughly stretched now, just 5 metres out. It's Ontar showing it. Again, well smothered. That was good tackling.
Yes, and I think it was well smothered by Wakefield there, because Patrick looks as though if he released that ball, there was a try on the board for Carcassonne.
It would put them in front. The crowd as noisy as they've been since the start of the game. There's the kick. And easily taken, beautifully taken by Calvé.
Well, I think that was 6 tackles wasted by Carcassonne. They was in an attacking position and they put the ball up in the air. The fullback catches the ball over the line, and now when you retrieve the ball from over your line like that, it's a 25-yard tap.
But Carcassonne in the last 10 minutes have really got the bit between the teeth. They started running with the ball and at the defence.
Yes, I think the red wine which was put in the bucket at half time certainly has worked.
Somebody got a knock then. The referee saw nothing wrong, just a bang on the nose for Borrell. That's not a good pass. And the fingertip knock on, I think.
And I think Villeneuve at this moment in time getting a little bit sloppy. The support play in the first half was very, very good. But now we've got players just releasing the ball, whether there's anybody in support or not.
Carcassonne. Their best spell beyond a doubt. There's Despin putting in a tackle. He's not seen him in attack at all, this young new international, but he's a good tackler.
Matt Wakefield's in the thick of things. I think he's saying to one or two of his forwards, look, that's your job and I shouldn't be doing it. Again, yes, I think the referee's right on the spot. They took the man out of the game, and Carcassonne will not be too happy about that, because looked a very enterprising move, but another penalty for Villeneuve.
Which will relieve the pressure, because this last 10 minutes, quarter now, it's been all Carcassonne.
Yes, Carcassonne look a little bit more lively in the second half. They still could do with running through the gaps a little bit more. Everybody wants to release the ball, and nobody seems to want to run with it.
An opportunity for Villeneuve to run with the ball. We haven't seen many in the second half. They hold on to that narrow 12-10 lead, but we've seen none of the football that ripped open the Carcassonne defence. But there's a pass from the tackle, and it's over the 22. Now, will they fashion a try? Wakefield. Good handling, good backing up over the 22. Well, I think Wakefield himself was guilty of a bit of ball watching then.
Yes, he didn't watch the gap. I think the gap was there and it was a good ball, and Villeneuve will be a little bit disappointed, because this is the first kind of pressure they've had in this second half. And I think again we'll have a penalty for not letting the man get up and play the ball.
Relief for Carcassonne. Borrell. Oh dear.
Well, that is another bad kick, and really there should be no excuses for that. I think when the coaches have a look at the video, they will really take him back on the field, and that was a penalty. That was a stiff arm, and he's also lucky. I think that was Daniel Dive again. It was a little bit high, to say the least. Well, I think is a lot high, to say the least, but he was very lucky he's not got 10 minutes in the sin bin for that.
2 errors. And the failure to find touch, Alex, often is that they're trying to go for distance rather than accuracy, aren't they?
Yes, and the referee just having a word with him, saying, "Oh, look, come on, keep it down. You must go below the shoulders. It's very, very important, but the kicking to touch is absolutely appalling from both sides.
Well, let's see if this one goes in. Yes, a little accuracy there rather than trying to get it in the corner. Now then, Villeneuve.
I think this is where the danger's from, Keith. They support the man well with the ball in these positions.
Their first trip inside the Carcassonne 22 for 16 or 17 minutes, but it's the way they're going, they could shape a try out of it, and there it is. And it was so easy in the end. Well, wingman Carcassonne.
Well, a simple try, and we did say that that was the position they attacked from. The ball moved out very quickly, drove the man in from the middle of the post, and Carcassonne, he's a strong lad. He doesn't look as though he's got that much pace, but he looks a very, very strong lad and had no difficulty scoring the try. Again, quick play of the ball. We see a Carcassonne man on the floor. It doesn't worry the Villeneuve players. They just put the ball out wide, and Carcassonne checks it well. The wingman at fault really give him the outside, and he's a big, strong lad, Carcassonne, and good try.
Whether the presence of the defender lying on the ground took one man too many out of the Carcassonne defence, Alec?
Well, maybe the referee should have stopped the play for that, because he was lying in a dangerous position, and in rugby league, when that happens, the referee is supposed to stop the play, and the only time to stop the play when the man's lying in a dangerous position. But Mr. Carcassonne, he's not bothered about that. He's scored a try, he likes it, and he's got champions on the back, and he'll be quite happy about it.
Oh, poor Mark Palanque having an unhappy afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think it's been his best game for a long time.
A happy Mr. Carcassonne, sweating a bit, but he wouldn't be on a day like this.
Yeah. And not only is he's kicked the goal as well. That was a tremendous goal. He's right off the touch, little Delbert. He's give it an almighty whack, and that's a very important try and a very important goal.
Yes, it takes Villeneuve 2 scores away from Carcassonne. Carcassonne had that quarter an hour of consistent attack without making it count, apart from 1 penalty goal.
I think it's been a long time since we've heard a crowd as quiet as what Carcassonne are at the moment in time. That things are not going well for them, and normally this crowd is a very, very lively crowd indeed.
Yes, they enjoy their rugby at the Albert Domecq, but more importantly, they enjoy Carcassonne winning, and that's not happening today. And that ball's lost. Good man at playing the advantage, Mr. Marcon. Very quickly goes to the other side. Pivet. Quiet game by his standards. And a penalty.
Well, I think it's the penalty. You must allow the man to play the ball, and Daniel Dive wanted to get on with the playing the ball, and obviously the Villeneuve player just wanted that split second to slow it down a bit.
Obviously, when you're 8 points behind and under 10 minutes to play, well, would you have gone for a penalty kick, Alec? Even with 8 or 9 minutes left?
I think Villeneuve need more than a penalty. I think they need to get the game together. They need a try, and they need it very, very quickly.
Carcassonne on attack. They've been several times inside the 22 without scoring a try. If they fashion one now, it'll give us a great finish.
I think this last year would have been a try on the boards, because Carcassonne from this position were lethal.
I think they've lost possession. Now he's going to give a penalty for stealing it.
Yes, and under the new rules, you're not allowed to pinch the ball. Last year you could take the ball. This year, if you take the ball, it's a penalty.
This time they're going to take the 2 points.
Well, you can hear what the crowd feel about this. There's a little bit of booing, there's a little bit of whistling. They're not too happy about it, and I don't think this is the right decision.
Well, obviously, Patrick Contard, his thinking is that 2 points now and go for a grandstand finish on the other 6.
Well, maybe the goal kicker's on a bonus for kicking goals, because it's not the best time in the world to kick a goal.
It's there nevertheless. It's 18-12, but just a try and a goal away for Carcassonne.
I think maybe the thinking behind it is, well, they do get the ball back, and there's not a lot of time left.
7.5 minutes.
Again, we see Borelli just nice, easy kicker, lovely strikes the ball, and no problem with them. I think Villeneuve now obviously slowing the game down. They know they're in front, they're in the driving seat. Another try of Villeneuve would really kill it off.
But just a whiff of the possibility of getting back by Carcassonne. If they can score a try, kick the goal, they can at least halve the points. Not particularly good at home, but they've made such a bad start to the season, and they trail 18-12 at the moment. But this is pretty pedestrian stuff, Alec.
Well, it's very, very poor play from Carcassonne. This is not their style of football, and really they've got to keep the ball alive if they hope to get anything out of this game.
The crowd trying to lift them for one last effort. Calvé, what a nice dummy.
I think Villeneuve do look the better side. They look as though they've got more purpose to the running. They seem a lot keener to support the man with the ball, and really on paper Carcassonne have got the stars, but they're not doing it on the day.
Well, that was a careless pass, and it's given Carcassonne a chance to run away, which they haven't taken. All the substitutes are on now, Aumier and Van Brussel and Malfaz, but it may be too late.
Well, I think Carcassonne could do with bringing one or two of the spectators on. They're lacking of idea, and they'll be very, very disappointed with this kind of performance, especially at home.
Now then, the gift. Just lobbed it up. Again trying to pass the ball when virtually held and surrounded. This time it was Despin. A useful little interception. Hasn't done anything spectacular, Despin, but he's done nothing wrong.
Well, he's been very consistent. He's been everywhere the ball's been. He's been in well support, and this is a position now where Villeneuve will want to put some points on the board, and I think if they do score another try, I think it's good night.
They're up and over the 22 and not brought down. Three of them couldn't bring him down. Well, that rebounded. That could be a lucky rebound. So could that one. Two lucky rebounds. Just around the 22, Despin.
Villeneuve are very, very good at supporting the man with the ball. It's just one-man rugby from Carcassonne, but Villeneuve always in support, and look the lively of the two sides.
Are they going to get that other low overlap? It gave Carcassonne a try. They're going to left. It's Wakefield turns it inside. Oh, so easy.
Well, the game is simple, and when it's played like Mr. Wakefield, he makes it look simple. It's a beautiful ball. He just pops the ball inside, a man running from deep, and they are the simplest things. They look very nice on television, and as you see here, Wakefield with the ball, he fades to one side, just shows the ball, pops it up. Good night.
Well, that's the third time a huge gap has opened up in the Carcassonne defence, and that's surely curtains now, because that stretches the score to 22-12 with the kick to come.
Yes, and I would think that's a bit of a shock result, because Carcassonne at home must have started this game as favourites. Villeneuve, a good side last year, but obviously they've improved a little bit, and they're going to be a very difficult side to beat, especially on their own ground.
Well, year by year we've tended to take our own little tips and hot shots at the title. Last year was a good one for me with Saint-Gaudens. So you're going to take Villeneuve to do something this season, Alec?
Yes, I do. I think Villeneuve will be one of the dark horses if they'll win one of the major competitions, and I'm not used to making forecasts, especially on French rugby. Here we have little Delbert again. He just looks up, a lovely little pop of the ball, and simple.
Well, Carcassonne to kick off there. Fans drifting home now. I think they thought at 12-18 there was a glimmering of hope. Even the trainer.
Well, I think the trainers probably had more work to do today than some of the Carcassonne forwards. They've really had a lacklustre display, and they'll not be very, very happy about that, and surely it's back to the drawing board. Well,
they might get something out of that. Yes, head and ball, but I think it's a bit too late.
Yes, I think Patrick Onsor will be disappointed and all, and Daniel Dive. They've produced very, very little.
Well, are we going to have a last-minute try? A consolation try. We're into the last minute of normal time, plus a bit of injury time, of course. Carcassonne still looking for a try. They've only scored one.
I think they're showing not a lot of commitment, you know, to attack to the line, and Villeneuve up on them and closing them down pretty quickly.
Ontra trying hard to get the ball out wide, but the slowness of the support ruining things for Carcassonne. Aumier, the acting halfback. Onta trying the long one.
Now there we have a position where a man is holding the player down, and the referee again, even at this late stage of the game, saying you must let the man get up and play the ball.
Dive getting it out one-handed. Well, a little bit of wriggling by Marquet. Ramirez. But he's laboured passing, Ali.
Well, they're lacking that little bit of class. David Fresh, in the centre, really would put that little bit of sparkle back into the side, and Carcassonne look a shadow of the side he was last year.
Thrown on all their subs. That's Jam. That's Japert. Oh, they're getting close. He's got the ball out, and little Patrick's in. Wait, did he bounce it?
Well, little Patrick should have scored, and
he bounced it.
Well, he missed the ball. He dropped the ball actually, and he didn't put it over the line. And I think Patrick Onsor will be very, very disappointed with that. That was a good try-saving tackle by Villeneuve. Again, Patrick Onsor, from this position, you will say this is a try, but a good tackle, and Patrick drops it short and loses the ball.
You'd have thought if he'd just held on, his momentum would have done the rest.
Well, I think his strength normally would have taken him over the line, but that was a good tackle from the Villeneuve full-back. He did well to stop a try there.
Young Calvé, more honours for him, but a man of the experience and skill of Patrick Onta shouldn't miss out. I think Hull would have had a lot to say at the Boulevard if he'd
Yes.
done that up there.
Yeah, I think the lads in the Thripney stand would have been saying, hey, Patrick, we normally score tries like that, and what's gone wrong?
Limonge having a little go himself.
I think that was in more open and Wish. That kick, there's no chance for Limonge scoring that try, and all it's done is give Villeneuve the ball back.
Oh, and a little fun and games. Marc Palant getting involved. Fortunately, it quickly defused. Here's Carcassonne. Well, we're running well into injury time now.
Yes, and I think watching this game, I think Carcassonne's got a bit of a knock there. I don't think it's anything seriously, but I do believe that Villeneuve has deserved to win this game. They've supported the man with the ball better, and they've controlled the game better.
They lead at the moment by 24-12. And that's it. No more, so yet another disappointment for the Carcassonne faithful, and yet another fine victory by Villeneuve, who are trying to go one better than last season. They've won by 24 points to 12. I don't know what's happening on the scoreboard. Fortunately, we've made a note of it. 24-12, and well deserved. So from Alec Murphy and me, Keith Macklin, in Carcassonne, goodbye.